The Mendelssohn Choir is one of the largest choirs in the country. It has 155 talented amateur and professional singers who pay dues for the privilege of belonging, subsidize their own expenses, give up considerable amounts of their free time for rehearsals and performances, and have to answer to the highest possible artistic standards, all for the love of singing.
Again, cleaner.
It's a grand night for singing. The moon is flying high, and somewhere a bird who is bound he'll be heard. He's throwing his horn at the sky. It's a grand night for singing. The stars are bright above. The earth is aglow, and to add to the show, I think I am falling in love.
Founded in 1908, it's one of the oldest arts organizations in the city. The Mendelssohn Choir is called the voice of Pittsburgh. The singers come from all walks of life, and the choir is really a community expression of the long-standing love affair Pittsburghers have with choral music. Choirs like the Gounod Club and the Mozart Club flourished here in the late 1800s, and one of the great German choirs, the Teutonia Manichor, is still in existence on Pittsburgh's north side. The choir is named after Felix Mendelssohn, the 19th century German Romantic composer, whose prolific output ironically included only one major choral work, Elijah. Because of its size, the choir can perform the great classical works for symphony and chorus, like Verdi's Requiem, the Bach B minor Mass, Mahler's Resurrection Symphony, and oratorios like Honegger's King David. But 20th century classical and popular composers like Jerome Kern, Karl Orff, and Dmitri Shostakovich share equal billing. And other musical tastes are indulged, with special editions like a barbershop quartet.
Along, my heart will sing, sweet and clear and strong, if you will.
The driving force behind the Mendelssohn is music director and conductor Robert Page. Page is a multi-talented musician who numbers several Grammys among his many awards for choral recordings.
Many people ask me what are my ideas of describing a first-class or world-class choir. The first thing is the sound itself. The sound is one aspect. The other is discipline. To me, the word creative is such an overused word. Art begins with discipline. Creativity, I think, is a product of discipline. And when a singer knows his or her craft, how to use the voice, how to use the language, how to plunge into the depths of emotion that a particular composition implies, that is a major factor. The other is tenacity. Stick to it. You've got to stick with it, whether you like the tune or not. It's got to be the same kind of dedication.
Right now, hit it.
The level of professionalism Page demands doesn't come without hard work. Members have to constantly work on their pronunciation of foreign languages, their understanding of the texts, and most importantly, on their voices.
What is that tongue doing? Again, spell. Spur. Drop the jaw.
Each member of the choir must re-audition annually before Page, a nerve-wracking experience despite Page's supportive attitude.
Time and again I've longed for adventure, something to make my heart beat the faster.
They're scared spitless. I mean, when they come to a re-audition, it's a love-hate situation. They want me to know what they're doing, and yet they hate to be put on the spot, and yet they want to be put on the spot. It's ego, and I like to encourage that kind of ego. But I know that they're nervous. John Niederberger is a prime example of A volunteer singer who has the capacity musically and intellectually to be a professional singer, but has chosen not to be one. Bravo, absolutely bravo, John. Terrific, terrific. Every bloody word and all of the rhythm exactly right there. Okay, sight singing, please.
John Niederberger has been singing with the Mendelssohn Choir for 7 years. He works with the Allegheny County Department of Engineering and in his spare time is an antique car buff. Both hobbies give him a deep sense of satisfaction.
Singing with the Mendelssohn Choir brings a sense of joy to me like it does when I drive this old Chrysler that people notice and remark that it's a thing of beauty. Singing in the choir is a love affair because we do the great music and we do it very well, and we're fortunate to have the chance to perform with the Pittsburgh Symphony. It's really, as I say, a love affair because it's a great time investment for all of the members. Time spent away from home during rehearsal weeks, but when you do the finished product and the audience just gives you that thunderous applause, it just gives you an incredible high. You can't describe it. It gives you goosebumps.
Perhaps nothing the Mendelssohn Choir performs thrills an audience more than liturgical music. It's only one facet of their repertoire, but it provides some of the most glorious examples of the choir's skills. The Mendelssohn Chamber Chorus, the 24-member professional corps of the choir, recently sang a concert of the sacred music of Heinrich Schütz and other 17th century composers in the historic Church of St. Augustine in Lawrenceville. And what an appropriate setting! Built in 1899 with funds donated by the founders of the nearby Iron City Brewery, St. Augustine's has been a center of parish life since its founding. That tradition continues and is enhanced by this majestic music.
This is music that is alive, and we who sing it have an added responsibility of singing an absolute message via the text, which goes right to a person's heart. And if it doesn't start in the heart of the singer, it's not going to reach another person's heart.
The Mendelssohn's professional sound and wide range of programs led to its debut last year at Lincoln Center. And this year they will debut at the other Carnegie Hall, the one in New York. Page has started a junior Mendelssohn, a guaranteed source of choir members for the future. And the choir's 1987-88 season includes 7 performances with the Pittsburgh Symphony, an affirmation by Maestro Loren Mazel of the choir's high quality and musical standards. The partnership of the choir with the symphony is highlighted in the annual Christmas collaboration of Handel's Messiah.
Major funding for Project Open Arts has been provided by CNG Foundation with additional funding by the Pennsylvania Council on the Arts.